New details about how the White House's hold on nearly $400 million in military aid promised by the U.S. to Ukraine. Emails made public this weekend seem to suggest a request to freeze the aid came a short time after the president's July 25th phone call with the leader of Ukraine asking for a favor. Less than 2 hours after the call, budget official Michael Duffy sent an email directing the Pentagon to freeze the defense funds.
This email is explosive.
The Senate's top Democrat Chuck Schumer now pushing even harder for witness testimony in the anticipated impeachment trial of President Trump.
If there was ever an argument that we need Mr. Duffy to come testify, this is that information.
In the email, Duffy writes, based on guidance I've received and in light of the administration's plan to review assistance to Ukraine, please hold off on any additional Department of Defense obligations of these funds, pending direction from that process. Duffy added, given the sensitive nature of the request, I appreciate your keeping that information closely held to those who need to know to execute direction.
What were they hiding? What were they afraid of? A top administration official, one that we requested, is saying, stop the aid 91 minutes after Trump called Zelensky and said, keep it hush-hush. What more do you need to request a witness?
Duffy is one of the 4 witnesses Senate Democrats have already asked for. But the vice president's chief of staff says to pull a line out of one email is misleading.
Yes, there was a delay. There's nothing new in these emails about the timing. There was a lot of emails and back and forth exchanges about timing of this.
Ukraine eventually received the money. It was released in early September. The emails were handed over to the watchdog group Center for Public Integrity in response to a Freedom of Information Act request. Democrats claim the withholding of that military aid was an attempt to pressure Ukraine to announce investigations into Joe Biden, one of Trump's leading political rivals in the 2020 election. The Democratic-led House has impeached Trump for abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. The 2 articles of impeachment are awaiting a Senate trial, but the how and when is still up in the air as House Speaker Nancy Pelosi waits to hear if Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell will allow new witnesses. But the vice president's chief of staff indicating in the Sunday shows today that the White House was on board with McConnell's plan for a speedy trial.
The American people are tired of the sham. They're tired of this whole thing.